Mr. Speaker, and I thank, as always, our esteemed chairman, Mr. Royce of California, as well as Mr. Engel of New York, who really run our committee in the most fair, bipartisan way possible. I think that our committee is an example for the rest of the House. But I'm so grateful to have worked alongside my chairman and ranking member and all of the colleagues in the House Foreign Affairs Committee in a bipartisan manner, particularly Mr. Issa, Mr. Cicilline, Mr. Smith, Mr. Lowenthal, in introducing and bringing to the floor this important resolution, House Resolution 351, condemning the violence and persecution in Chechnya. Since early April, there have been credible reports that gay or perceived to be gay men in the Russian Republic of Chechnya have been rounded up, have been detained, have been put into prison camps by the authorities of Chechnya. And according to international human rights groups and activists on the ground, the situation has rapidly escalated. And despite the international attention and the rage, the beatings and torture did not stop. Men continue to be tortured on a daily basis, and allegedly at least 20 men have been killed. And the latest reports indicate that lesbians are also being targeted now. This government campaign targeting LGBT individuals is also inciting honor killings. Families are being threatened and act out of fear of also being persecuted. This is appalling. Putin has given free rein to the Chechen leader, has significant influence over what goes on in Chechnya. Let's not forget Russia's deplorable human rights record of silencing religious minorities, of prohibiting freedom of expression, of restricting free association of LGBT individuals. This is Russia's record. It's Chechnya's as well. Nothing has been done. No perpetrators have been brought to justice. This is why it is up to us in the United States to not sit idly by while this state-sponsored persecution is ongoing. This bipartisan resolution, Mr. Speaker, does not only shed light on this dreadful human rights disaster, but it also calls on the officials of Chechnya to immediately put an end to the abduction and violence of individuals based on their real or perceived sexual orientation. It calls on Putin to uphold the international commitments and protect the human rights of all people upon which Russia has entered. They have signed these commitments, yet they don't fulfill them. And it holds accountable those individuals in the attacks who will also be sanctioned under two existing U.S. sanctions laws that we have passed: Sergei Magnitsky Rule of Law Accountability Act and the Global Magnitsky Human Rights Accountability Act. Today, this body has the ability to once again be that strong voice for human rights of all individuals and send a clear message to any oppressor that the United States will not turn a blind eye against violence, against harassment and discrimination, no matter where it happens. And so as a country, we have the responsibility to promote our deeply cherished American values and reaffirm our commitment to fundamental freedoms, especially for those who live under the shadow of oppression and tyranny. We stand in solidarity with the persecuted, with the religious minorities, with the ethnic groups, with the suppressed women, and in this case, with the LGBT community, because the respect of human rights of all people remains a U.S. foreign policy priority. So I thank my colleagues for their overwhelming support from both sides of the aisle who have supported this important resolution, which sends a unified message that the United States is committed to promoting human rights and that this crisis must end now. Because this matter is not just an LGBT issue, as important as it is. It's a human life matter, and it deserves support from all of us. Everyone deserves dignity. Everyone deserves respect in the place they call home, no matter where that is around the world. And it is time to put an end to Chechnya's barbaric LGBT purge. I thank the gentleman for the time, and I thank the ranking member as well. I yield back.